ELI 5, why are cherry blossoms big in Japanese culture, but cherry fruits aren't all that popular at all, nor common in their cuisine? Like the title says, Sakura is practically a token of Japanese culture. Meanwhile cherries, you'd have to look hard, nearly forgotten. Why? So there's a big factor here which is about language. When we translate Sakura to English we say cherry blossom, because it's a tree in the family of cherries, and that's how we classify it, and it has beautiful flowers. But calling it cherry blossom in English kind of implies that the most important thing about this tree is the cherry, and we're just talking about the blossom as a byproduct of its cherryness. In Japanese, Sakura doesn't mean the blossom of a cherry tree, it's just the name of a kind of tree that has beautiful flowers. It does produce a fruit but it's not very big and not very sweet and they don't normally bother with it. It's called sakuranbo, which means roughly fruit of the sakura tree. To give you an analogy, we have a plant called a rose. The rose has beautiful flowers, and for the most part we grow it for the flowers. Roses also produce a fruit called a rosehip, but it's small and bitter and not much use. You can make syrups or jellies out of it but it's pretty niche. So when you say, how come Japan is obsessed with cherry blossom, but not cherries, it's kind of like a Japanese person saying, why are Westerners obsessed with rosehip blossoms, but they hardly ever eat rosehips? It's a categorical mistake created by the standard translation of Sakura as cherry blossom. Try to think of Sakura as the name of a tree with beautiful flowers and sakuranbo as sakura fruit, which is a bit like a disappointing cherry, in the same way that you think of roses as a plant with beautiful flowers and rosehips are the fruit of a rose which is a bit like a disappointing apple.